What's going on, guys? So we're back at it again today. So today we're going to be reviewing some calls, just kind of showing you what I'm going to be using for this season. But for right now, I'm going to be heading back to the back of the property and see if we can't see if there's any turkeys roosting back here. If you've seen the short that I posted, we have one that is basically right in front of our house, right in front of my house. But heard an owl. But we're going to the back of the property here and see if we can't get anything. Last year had about 4 gobblers on youth day, and Saturday I'm going to be posting a video Saturday of the youth day hunt. I have 2 more years of youth hunting, so hopefully we get one then. If not, we got a whole month. All right, so I don't know if it's too early right now, but I'm gonna give one hoot out to see if we can see. I'm planning on going back over here, not completely to that tree line, but I'm gonna see if there might be anything in here. Didn't hear anything. I don't know if it's too early, but I'll catch you when I get back there. All right, guys, so I'm not quite there yet, but there's a dog barking back here, and I'm pretty sure a turkey just gobbled. So the reason that the turkey gobbles at owls and loud sounds is because something in their brain makes them have a shock gobble. The shock gobble, and then when they're gobbling to hens, I believe is different. There's like a different meaning to it. So right before they go up on the roost, they start hearing owls and stuff, and it kind of just, I don't know if it's like I think it's like a shock, and it makes them blah, 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 blah. But so that's the reason that they gobble on the roost to owls and stuff. Right, guys, so my phone is literally at 2%, so I don't know how much I'm gonna be able to video. Let's see if we can't get one up. The train is coming, but I don't know if I'm gonna have enough battery life. So if my phone dies, I'll let y'all know when I get back to the house. All right, guys, so update. My phone died, but I owl hooted all around the property. Didn't hear anything. Even this turkey that was over here, I didn't hear him. I don't know if I got to him too late, which I think that might have been the case because I was back there, and by the time I got up here, it was probably too dark. But anyways, I got the calls here. So got a box call, mouth call, and then slate call. And I've got this owl hoot here, but this is just 3 calls that I use. There's a push box call. I've never used one, so I couldn't tell you anything about that. But first, let's start out with the box call. So the situation that I'd use this in, the box call, is if I haven't heard anything on one and I'm just trying to locate one, because if you're not in a blind, like if you're on public land, it's kind of hard because that's a lot of movement, moving this call, and that turkey's probably going to see you. But this is just kind of locating that bird to hear him, and because it's louder. I think it's louder than these calls, but I've got some chalk here for it. Call them in close chalk, so I'm gonna put a little bit of that on here, and then I'm gonna show y'all what it sounds like. So I'm just gonna rub one side of it, right? This is what it sounds like. Pretty loud, but I am going to tell y'all that I'm not an expert caller. I'm not world champion, so my calling might not sound that great, but you can do a gobble with this call too. You would normally need like a hair tie or a rubber band right here. I'm gonna try to do it without it, but so it might not sound that good, but let's see if I can do it. I mean, it sounds better with the rubber band on there. But next, let's move to the slate call. This one, so I've just found out with this, I like to pick a spot on here. For me, it's the Z right here, just so I just go to that Z call. But situations I use this in is kind of like the box call, just, you know, it's easy to use, but kind of louder so you can hear that bird. And it doesn't require a lot of movement, so you're just sitting here, chirp, 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 chirp. But I'll call it for y'all. But what I like to do is I got a little pad here, and I just like to get that Z, just kind of rub it right there in that one spot. And I guess you could do the whole thing, but I just like doing it because I just like to pick that little spot right there when I'm here. This is how it sounds. I'm not the best at it, so I don't use it that much, but I have used it before. But now the next one is this deuce cutter. This is the cuts on the reeds. It's kind of just a double cut and then one cut right here in the middle that goes out. But this one is what I think is the best for whenever you got that turkey coming in. And there's no movement with your body. You just sit there with your gun and you just call. Let's just say that turkey is 70 yards, strutting coming in maybe. And you don't want to be doing, you know, a whole bunch of this. A whole bunch of this. But, well, if you're in a blind on private land, then, you know, you go at it, you know, you do whatever. Turkey's most likely not going to see if you're in the blind. But if you're on public land, this right here is going to be your most effective call whenever that bird's in range. It's not the loudest at all, but they can hear it. So it's like I said, 70, 100 yards out there or closer, you're not putting off a whole lot of movement. So say that bird's 50 yards away coming to your decoys. And you can purr too. I'm not good at all at the purring. I'll try just so y'all can hear it, but I'm not good at purring. So some people can rattle the, as Phil Robertson used to say with the duck calls, the uvula. I can't do that. I can't make it sound good. This is what it sounds like if I try. It doesn't sound good. So I have to, like if you're blowing, I think it's a pintail. I'm not a big duck hunter. So, but if you're like a pintail, I believe that's what it is. But you can do that. Just like you're about to call, and then I'm not good at purring. What I have to do, I've heard this is not recommended, but this is what I do. I just feel like I'm not good at all. good enough to call one in. I'm not too crazy with the calls good, but they're good enough to call them in at least. And then last, this owl hoot call. I've got a crow call too, but I don't use this really anymore because I can do it with my mouth, and I feel like I can do it when I do it with my mouth. I feel like it's a lot louder. But if you can't do it with your mouth, that's okay. They make these calls right here. This is a strut. The hooter sounds like this. Sounds pretty good. This is actually how I located. I've never killed a turkey before, but I've called them in. I'm still kind of learning, but I can kill one. I know that if I shoot it. If I hit the bird. I'm not gonna explain why I said that. Let's just say I misread how far the bird was, and things didn't go right. But I have this call works good. Like I said in the earlier in the video, it's that shock gobble that they have, and I guess they don't like turkeys. I mean, the owls don't like turkeys, and turkeys don't like owls. I guess that's what it is. I don't know. I don't really know, but I'll do it with my mouth one time. In the videos and on the short I posted, that was with my mouth. But I watched a lot of videos, but this is my owl hoot. I think it sounds good enough at least for the turkeys to gobble at it. But yeah. So this Saturday is Youth Day in South Carolina. I will be going out there. I believe I can go by myself. I looked at the rules, and it said hunters that haven't completed the hunter's education. I have, so I believe I can go by myself. I'm going to do a little bit more research, make sure that I'm okay to go by myself. But if not, I'll be going with someone, but will be by my side. But yeah, that's the breakdown on these calls. Little tips that I've learned from calling that one turkey in. So I'll actually explain the story of what happened last year. So first day, it was actually Youth Day last year, and I went out to the back of the property. I had to stay on our property, of course, but those birds were on that tree line. So I sat there, I owl hooted. I think I owl hooted too early. So I didn't think there was anything there. So I just said, okay, I'm just going to sit here. Sat there, about 10 minutes go by, and one, like 150 yards, goes off. And then another one, and then another one. So there's like 3 different gobblers, and then there's one like across the road this way. And then there's at the end of it, there was like 7 different gobblers just going off in all different directions. I mean, they were everywhere. So I hen yelped, and I heard there was tons of hens too. And so I was just trying to get one that wasn't henned up already. And but the bugs were killing me. I didn't have a Thermacell, I didn't have bug spray, I didn't have anything. So I had to come back to the house, put on bug spray, carried it with me. Went out there, nothing's going on, no gobbler. It's probably 7:30, 8 o'clock by this time. And so, I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to hit the slate call a few times. This call right here, chirp, 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 one goes off. So I'm like, okay. I have to go down the lane, or the lane, to kind of get in line with him. I don't know if you have to do that. I'm just trying to cut the distance off without going on to across the line. So I'm sitting there and I'm facing down the line, and put decoy on further up the line. I call, gobbles, wait, I've heard wait 5, call again, gobble, wait, and he's just consistently just gobble, 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 but I know that if I want to call him in, I've got to be patient. So I'm patient, another 5 minutes goes past, chirp, 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 gobble, 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 and it's closer. 5 minutes, chirp, 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 nothing. About 3 minutes, chirp, 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 nothing. So I'm like, dang, what the heck? So there's a brush pile that we made from cutting stuff from, working on that lane for deer season that was just passed. So I line up to one side of the brush pile. Chirp, 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 chirp. And I see him. Come behind that brush pile. And I'm like, okay, he's not gonna stay out there. I line up to, I believe it was the left side. I line up to the left side, and I didn't know how far he was. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what I was doing. I line up and I'm expecting him to come out. As soon as he comes out, I'm blasting him. Brush pile's probably 60 yards away, and I figured out my range was not where he was. And he comes out, Big Tom, with a Jake. So I set up on the Tom, because it's actually illegal to shoot Jakes in South Carolina. So I line up on the Tom, or I'm ready to line up on the Tom, and he comes out on the other side of the brush pile and starts going and starts walking like in a horizontal, horizontal? I don't know. He starts walking straight, like away from me. Not straight away from me, but if I'm looking at him and I'm expecting him to come to me, he's going like this. So I chirp, 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 gobbles, does the same thing. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm like this. If the camera is where the turkey was, I was like this. And he was probably 65 yards. And I thought I could shoot that for some reason. So I just go, BAM! And I believe that I shot at his feet and he flies off, and I'm like, so I missed him. But I've got a little experience from that. I'm just gonna let him try to get closer. But next time, so we go out the rest of the season. Turkeys are doing the same thing, gobbling. But so I know this bird, he's educated. He knows if I was him, I'm not going back over there. But like I said, there's like 7 different of them. So I go out there all season, and they're consistently across the road. And I never tried to get permission or anything, so I just tried to get them to come on our land. Never did, so, I'm not the kind of person to go over to other property without permission, especially people that hunt. And just try to respect other people's property. But that basically sums up my story from last year. But this year, if it's the same deal, we're gonna kill one. I can promise that. But that's gonna wrap up the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I know I look short. My chair is like tiny. This is me all the way up. But hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Saturday, we're gonna be getting at them.